All right. So for those of you who are here, if anyone's listening, um, so this is an interview with Mr. Austin Evans here. Of course, say hello.
Hey,
I'm really uh, looking forward to this. I can't believe this. Um, Give me one second. This is an interview for school. I live in Chicago, Illinois. Give me one second. So I live in Chicago. Um, I go to Wilmot Junior High, either way. So my teachers asked me, do an interview with someone who's made an impact on your life. A lot of
mm,
people that I know have done interviews with someone at school, or a parent or a teacher, like a second grade teacher or something like that. Um, but I thought, as someone, I really do enjoy tech. Every day I go to school, I use a computer, I come home from school, and I sit down right here, and I, you know, I watch YouTube or I do something with that. And so, I mean, I've been subscribed to you for, let's see, 4 or 5 years. I mean, between different
wow.
accounts and all this stuff, way past before you were Duncan, and I mean, you were doing jailbreak videos and all these things, and I don't know. I found you and I really enjoyed your videos, so I just wanted to. I'm really happy to see that you're here. So this is awesome.
Dude, that's great. I appreciate you watching for so long, even back when the videos were awful.
Well, everyone has to start somewhere, and that's a fact.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So start off. I want to ask you, what's something that you do every day, daily? What's something that you do?
As far as like the videos go?
It doesn't have to be videos. It doesn't have to be tech. Just you in general. What is something that you do every day?
Oh, wow, that's I well, I guess I can do like the very first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I jump on my phone and I check literally everything. As I'm sure you're probably the same way, you got to catch up on Twitter and YouTube and
Yeah.
literally like my eyes are open for about 10 seconds. I'm like, where's my phone? What happened last night? What did I miss while I was asleep? Um, Yeah, I don't know.
Now
That's
follow up to that. This is just has nothing to do with it. Have you ever uh, been laying in bed on your phone and drop your phone on your face?
I've done it once.
I've done it once too, and it's not fun.
No, no, especially with big phones. Like before, like a little iPhone or even
Right.
like a Palm Pixie. That's no problem. This thing is like the size of my face.
I know. Yeah, that sucks. It's like hits everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I used to be on a One Plus One. I was on a One Plus One for a good 6 months. So I know. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
big phone.
yeah. So right now you're using an iPhone 6. Any phones that you're testing out? I'm on a or 6 Plus. I'm sorry. I'm on an iPhone 6. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry. Go ahead. I asked you a question. I didn't let you answer.
Yeah, no. No, actually I've been rocking the 6 Plus for since September. I tried the Nexus 6 as well as the One M8 when Lollipop came out. But dude, I've really been kind of won over by the 6 Plus. I use
Yeah.
Apple Pay all the time. I use it for like boarding passes. I
Yeah.
just love the camera. The battery life's great. Like this has actually been a really surprisingly good phone. I expected I probably would like it because I was coming from the 5S. But no, the 6 Plus has been a very, very solid phone for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in 2014. I think I used 6 different phones like daily, not like tested.
Mm.
Um, and at the end of the day, I ended up with an iPhone 6 because there's just some things that over time that I just missed. It seems like iMessage isn't a big deal, but when you
Oh yeah.
really think about it, there's so much that you miss out on because when you get to the Android, it seems so fluid and everything. But it's just, there's something about the iPhone experience that there's nothing like it.
I definitely agree. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely huge pluses to using Android. A lot of the phones I feel like hardware-wise are better. I feel like there's a lot of cool things as far as like, especially all the Google apps are way better.
Yeah,
But
no, yeah, I
but
totally agree.
with all those things aside, like the main things I use my phone for, as far as like email and Twitter, and most importantly for me, camera, are
Yeah,
all miles ahead on the iPhone 6 as opposed to anything else out there. I mean, talking like pure camera quality, some other phones can come close or top it, but like the whole package as far as like the app and how quick it is to use and how great the video is and everything, that's a big thing for me. And plus the battery life is crazy. I love
yeah,
being able
no,
to just
I
not worry
totally
about it.
agree. And like, the phone that I started out with in 2014 was a Samsung Galaxy S4. And the problem, it's a solid phone, but the problem that I had was, when I can't take a picture or I can take a picture and it doesn't look good or
Mm,
anything like that, or like it's pixelated, like who cares about all the megapixels if it doesn't come out good, you know?
right. And that's one of the things like I mean the 6 has never had like the most, high megapixel sensor. This like it's never been like the best of anything in particular, but it does everything very well. Apple definitely did a good job of tuning it where it's not super oversaturated or, super sharp or anything, but it's just a really solid package overall. And I really appreciate that.
And that's how Apple is, right? It's not always about the specs, but the functionality, which is
Right.
it's smart. That's how Apple is. So, okay. So like not even YouTube, but like in life, when did you start to really feel I don't want to say accomplished, but like you were starting to feel more and more successful. Like you started to felt happier with what you were doing. Like around what time in YouTube or your life or whatever you want to say? When was that for you?
Yeah, it was definitely YouTube. I mean, before I was, I was fine, but I really wasn't particularly happy with my life. But once I started doing YouTube and once I really got into it and realized what this was and what this could become, yeah, everything was just on a complete uphill from there. I think the moment for me was the first time I took like a major trip. Actually, I guess it was the second time. I had a smaller trip before that, but the second time, like I took like a really major trip for YouTube. I went out to New York City. It was actually for the launch of the Galaxy S3. So this would have been 2012, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so that was like it was such a crazy contrast for me because in the morning, like we had a dog and he had messed the carpet up that morning, and I spent like an hour cleaning it. And I was just like so just
This is
annoyed and
not
just
what I
like
want to do right now.
right. And then literally later on that day, I was walking, I was all dressed up. I was walking along the streets of New York, which I had never been to in my life, just taking it in. I go up, I have dinner with Marquez Lamar, who I had never actually met in person, like a top executive from Samsung, a guy who used to work for Apple, like all these like really important people sitting up on top of like a building in the middle of Manhattan. And it just hit me at that point. It's like I will never see so much contrast in my life from where this day began to where it ended. So yeah, that was absolutely the day for me where it just like it could not have been more clear that this was something that really without YouTube I would never have been able to do anything remotely similar to that.
That's right, yeah, and YouTube is really meant for some people that like once you start, you just can't stop and,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's absolutely been the case for me. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 6 years now actually, and it's literally not been like I'm going to start YouTube and make it a job and this and that. It was just like I made a video, then I made another video,
Good job.
another. Yeah, exactly. I just kept making them because I enjoyed it so much, and everything else just kind of fell into place. But the core of it has always been it's something that I love to do. I mean,
Yeah, that's you
I
know,
mean,
that's what I strive for in life. I mean, I'm 14 years old. I'll tell you that I'm in 8th grade, and I want to say that my goal in life, I know it's hard to say that at 14, but is to do something that I want to wake up to. And if I can't do that, I don't know what I'm going to want to do because you need to want to get up and go out. Like in the morning, I don't of course no one wants to get up at 7 a.m., but in the morning, like I should want to go to school and I should want to learn something.
hmm
And I'm starting to get to that point in my life where I can choose more and more, and I'm starting to actually want to do that. So, that's what's important in life to really want to. I know I'm telling you this, it's funny, but like you should want to do that kind of stuff, which I think that's really cool.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, it's kind of weird to think about how if you have a job that you're not happy with. I mean, obviously everyone has to do what they have to do, but I mean, it's crazy to think that you could have like a job that you don't enjoy and have to do it for years and years and years, spend all that time, all that energy. When I mean, obviously there are not like infinite opportunities to do crazy cool stuff, but that's crazy. I feel like for me, I would not do very well if I did not have a job that was really passionate and absolutely loved. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's sort of just how it is.
hmm
No, I totally agree. So I'm just sharing this on Twitter, so I'm not like I have two monitors here, so like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking this way. I'm just doing something else for 1 second. Um, okay, so back to tech a little bit. So I know I've seen your setup tour, but I want to ask you like, what do you have going on now? Because I have probably a once in a lifetime opportunity to really find out what's exactly going on right now.
Yeah, for sure. So actually, I did my last setup tour maybe like April or May of last year, something like that. It actually hasn't changed that much. I'm still rocking the Mac Pro. I've got the two monitors that I had in that setup. There's actually really not that much different, to be honest. I mean, I've upgraded some camera stuff, but I'm still using the C100, and I'm still using, pretty much all the same stuff there. I actually think it's probably about time for a major upgrade because I've kept this stuff every year or so. I like to kind of to start moving things and just swapping things out, but I feel
Right.
like this has been like the first setup I've had that really is fine-tuned, I guess. I mean, it's
Yeah.
everything here, every single piece plays a part in making sure that I'm, can be as productive as possible. I've got nice big monitor, I've got camera that's really easy to edit, and everything about this setup is kind of perfectly made. Well, not honestly perfectly made. There's definitely improvements to be done, but this is by far the best setup I've ever had, just for making sure that it might not be the flashiest thing in the world, but I can get a lot of work done as quickly as possible.
Right. It might not be what X99 overclocked to 5 GHz, but
Right, right.
sometimes you get to that point where it's not needed anymore.
Exactly, yeah. And this has been a pretty solid setup, but I definitely do have some changes. Like I said, I don't think I've ever had a setup that I haven't changed at all in like it's been a long time. So
Yeah.
maybe doing
Well,
some
I
updates.
mean, the only way that you can get better is with gear, right? Or I mean, content too, but like the only way that you can improve is hardware for the most
So
part.
that's actually one of the funny things is I recently just finished up a video which should be live tomorrow. That's been like the last week on, and I did a bunch of new stuff in that video. It was pretty much all with actually. Well, I have. Let me get a little geeky here, but I just recently purchased a wide-angle lens. So this is
Yeah.
an 11. Dude, I've
That's
never
okay, not
really
11 to 16.
yeah, I never really played with wide too much. I shot this entire video and wide, well, with a couple exceptions, but I was shooting everything wide. I was shooting like I didn't want to do any like the normal like camera moves and stuff, so I was like shooting everything wide, like handheld and warp stabilized. Shot some stuff at 60p. I went a little crazy on this one, and it didn't turn out perfect, but I had so much fun doing it that I think I definitely learned a lot. That's for sure.
Dude, you already gave me 2 more subscribers. Thank you.
Oh, sweet. I don't think I had anything to do with it, but
Well, no, people see Austin Evans' interview on Twitter, I guess.
oh, okay, cool.
Maybe I don't know. Okay, so now I know that you're. I don't know. Did you go to college? I'm just wondering. I'm sure you did,
No.
but I don't know. You didn't?
No, actually, I didn't. No, I started YouTube when I was about 16 or so, and yeah, I pretty much immediately went into doing that full time when I was 18.
Right. I know Marquez is in college, but I'm pretty sure
Right.
that if he was in the place that he was now, he probably would have skipped it. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for him.
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely enjoys college,
I
but
think I don't know, yeah, I think he does.
he does a lot of stuff like Ultimate and whatnot, so I think
But
that's a big part of it.
he learns something that he enjoys learning.
Right. Right.
Um, so I don't. I mean, sorry, I didn't get to my question, but do you still keep in touch with any friends like from school?
Not really. It's kind of actually sad to say. No, I mean, I pretty much my whole life is online. It's all, all my friends are, people who I've met, through YouTube and whatnot. So, yeah, actually, it's kind of sad to say, but no, I actually really haven't kept up with a lot of my friends from school at all. I mean, I guess it's been a few years, but
Yeah, well, I think that'd be pretty awesome to, I don't know, send him a text and be like, hey, why don't you hey, follow me on Twitter or something, and then like whatever it is,
hey, by the way, I've got 90,000 followers now.
like,
Check me out.
that'd be awesome. Yeah, and yeah, that'd be really funny actually. So I don't know, let's go back into tech a little bit. So I know that like a lot of people are more into like a lot of people get expensive technology because they think that it's what they need. But
Mhm.
what's one cheap piece of gear or cheap something that can help improve quality by a lot besides like a tripod? You know what I'm saying?
Right. See, that's the thing that I see a lot of people, especially people who are just starting out, completely miss the point of why. we get a lot of expensive gear. Like I don't have by no means I have like the most expensive setup, but everything I have
Absolutely
is
does.
not
But
to yeah, no, I'm not even close on that one, but the gear should not be a crutch, right? The gear should be a
yeah,
tool to get something done. And so you want to have the best tool for the job. So like that's one of the things. I'm one of the only people in the tech community who's not switched to 4K. 4K is awesome, but it comes with a lot of downsides as far as you need a different camera, you have much bigger file sizes you have to
right.
deal with as far as
There's a
editing.
lot of upgrades you have to make.
Right. So it's a and it's even if you have all the upgrades, it's still going to take extra time to you know, as far as like offload footage and edit and render and upload. There's a lot of stuff that's involved there. So for me, I've always tried to make sure that, or at least recently, because for a long time I was just like getting gear, just like, oh, I want to get this, I want to get this, and
Right.
I was realizing it was slowing me down. I was like, okay, I have to focus, and I can't see myself, and I have to go around. It takes 10 minutes to focus on myself, and there's all kinds of stuff that was cool when it worked, but if it took me an extra day to make a video because I was messing around with all this other gear, I was realizing it wasn't worth it. So yeah, for me, I've tried to really try to keep it minimal, and there's absolutely no reason why anyone should go out and spend crazy amounts of money at first. Not. There's zero reason why you should do that. I mean,
Yeah.
you get, first of all, if you have a phone like a 6 Plus or something, you could absolutely start your
Yeah,
channel.
I was
Zero
about to
doubt.
say that. Like, I mean, I don't know, but like, I think that if you started only shooting videos with an iPhone, I'm pretty sure that you would lose 0 subscribers.
You think I would?
I
I'm
think that
actually
you
gonna
would
be.
lose no subscribers.
Oh, lose no subscribers.
Like, I think that no one would change their mind on your quality because,
Right.
you know, sometimes you just have to lure people in, but once they get to you, they like you for your content, but like,
Absolutely.
you know, I'm sure that you know this, but like, just a good-looking thumbnail makes a big difference.
Right, yeah. There's a lot that goes into it, and I think it's really easy to get caught up in the well, if I just increase the quality or the quality of the like the visuals and the audio just a little bit more, oh, it's just going to be this much more and this much more. But people don't really pay attention to that. I
I
do,
agree.
you probably do, a lot of people do, but not everybody. Most
But
people just
not
sit
the
down.
average consumer.
Right, exactly. Like so many people watch on like 240p on their phones. They're not going to notice if you've got
So true.
a Red Epic or a Canon T2i. There's literally no difference when someone's watching on their phones in like 360p or something.
And as
So,
long as you know what you're doing and not shaky,
yes.
doesn't make a big difference.
Right, yeah. So I feel like as far as like learning, I still really do like the idea of either a DSLR or a smaller point and shoot like the RX100, just because not so much that the quality is that much crazy better than an iPhone. I mean, it is, but it's not anything insane. But I think it's more of these are like they're a little bit more advanced, but because they're more advanced, you're kind of forced to learn a lot more about them. You know, so
That's
you learn
yeah.
what shutter speed and aperture and ISO, and you learn a lot more
And what
about
they
how.
do.
Exactly, yeah. So instead of just having like a camcorder or an iPhone that's just recording and you know trying to get all that stuff, as far as like actually learning like how to really make technically nice looking videos, you don't need crazy equipment. But if you have something kind of like mid range, it can do a ton of. It can be a huge help to kind of teach you as far as like all the techniques and just what the camera is and how to really get the most out of it.
Once you get into DSLRs, like that's the point of like no return.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, I know almost no one who has gone DSLR and said, nah, never mind. I'm gonna go, you know, go back to a camcorder or something. There are
Yeah.
reasons. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like inside the tech community, it's not super common, but there are definitely reasons why you might want a simpler camera that's more automatic. I mean, I can think of a
Like
lot
a
of
camcorder
times
maybe.
where right, yeah. Like I can think of a lot of times like that where it's been helpful for me to have a full auto camera because I don't have time to be messing with settings and this and that. Like I just need to hit record and make sure that it's going
It
to get something
works.
good. But being able to know the basics of why a camera does this and how to get the best results and everything, even if you're shooting with an automatic camera, being able to know how to do that manually and know kind of the pros and cons of everything is still super helpful to know.
Yeah. No, I mean I shoot with a Sony NEX6. I'm not sure if you know what
Mhm.
that camera is.
Yeah, yeah, for
Um,
sure.
it's very solid. It shoots great autofocus when I need it. When I don't need it, it works. I have what do I have? Some really cheap. What is this? This is a let's see.
Oh,
This
that's
is it's tiny. It's really small actually. This is a It's a CCTV lens, and it's a fixed 35 millimeter f1.7, and it
Wow.
shoots beautiful photos. I have a little lens adapter. It's manual aperture and manual focus, but
Mhm.
I shot like 3 videos on it, and it's just the lens is $18.
Wow. So wait, hang on. That actually adapts onto the NEX? That looks
Yeah,
like
so
it's
I
way
have
too
a little
small.
adapter in here. I'll show you.
Wow.
Um, so here is because it's a micro four thirds mount. You can see that's
Oh, it
that.
is. Oh, okay.
Then I just let's see, screw this little tiny adapter, and then that's the mount, and it just no
Nice.
problems.
Wow. See, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. That's the kind of stuff that you don't need crazy expensive gear. I know it just drives me crazy when like people are like, oh, I need a red and I need a C500 and this and that. It's like you absolutely don't.
You
It's
don't.
so cool to be able to do fun,
Well, what
interesting
that lets
stuff.
you do, but is it necessary? And the answer is no.
Right. It's necessary if you're shooting a TV show. It's
But
necessary
yeah,
if you're shooting a movie. It's necessary if you're at the very, very high level where you're like doing paid stuff for companies. Like for example, I actually recently
advertising,
did.
anything like that. No, I agree. I know
Yeah.
where you're going with this. You don't have to unless you want to, but I know what you mean. Like
No, yeah, for
unless
sure.
you're
So,
making serious money on it and you're gonna get your investment back, why?
hmm right, exactly. So,
Um, yeah, the most recent investment that I've made is these two soft boxes. I have two now.
perfect.
It was a easy deal. I was done dealing with clamp lights and stuff like that, and I was done filming in my kitchen. But um, they were $70, and sometimes it's just a cheap upgrade like that that you gotta make.
Oh, yeah, lighting is huge. Audio is also huge. I mean, I feel like if I was starting with an iPhone and, first thing I do is like get like some way to put it on a tripod, that's important. But
Right.
after that, I would go for light and I would go for some kind of audio. I mean,
Right.
something like
Whether
the
it's
Zoom
a
H1,
iPhone.
that's
Honestly, you'd be surprised. I'm sure you know this, but like you would be surprised how much of a difference just a Apple headphones with the earbuds clipped
Mhm.
off makes a big difference. I know a lot of people that shoot with that.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Well, I think that's what I'm using right now, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And it sounds good. It sounds decent at least. And like
Yeah.
it's better than onboard audio because you put it on, you clip it on your shirt, and then
Mhm.
you can walk around and it's stable, unlike an
Right.
iPhone. And
And
that's
proximity is
cool.
huge too. The closer it is to your mouth, the less like less gain that has to be pushed to actually
Exactly.
pick up all that background noise.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing that I bought was the ATH M50s, and I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I've bought almost 10 pairs of headphones, and after 2 months, I am sick of it, and I'm still happy with these.
Yeah. And 50s are killer headphones.
I'm
Great.
not sure why I didn't buy them. I think because I just thought that $170 was a lot for,
Mhm.
I don't know what it was. It's really not, and I've bought more expensive headphones, and I feel really stupid. But now that I have them, I can be happy. So,
Yeah. No, they're really solid headphones for sure.
yeah. Yeah, they really are. Yeah, they really are. So anything else? I don't know. I feel like my viewers are gaining by the minute. 8 viewers, but I'm just thinking like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity maybe. Oh yeah, no, I didn't tell. I was gonna tell you this. I forgot about it. So this year's 2015 CES, I got tickets. I had tickets. I got
Uh-oh.
tickets a little bit before September. I'm sure you saw Tyga there. Taiga
Hmm.
Fukuyama. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a while. I was planning to meet up with him there, and all of you guys too. But what ended up happening, I was going with my grandpa, who's been an engineer for 40 years, has worked for the CES company, CES, like the company,
Hmm.
and all these things. He had tickets, I had airplane tickets, all these things planning to go, and in June he passed away, and no one knows where he
Oh.
put the tickets.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go next year though.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, and then Tyga's like uploading like, look who I just met, and I'm like, dude. But it's cool that like someone is meeting them. That's what I enjoyed. So
Yeah.
I hope
No,
I get to meet you next year there. Honestly, that'd be
for,
awesome.
for sure, dude. I think CES, that's one of the nice things about it is that that's where I met most of the tech community. I mean, when I
Exactly.
first went, I was a fan, and I was like wanting to meet people. I remember I like got to hang out with like Ty, and I was just like fanboy. He was like, ah, it's so cool. Got to meet like Chris Perillo and John for Lakers. I was just like, ah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My dad just texted me, "Hey, are you okay?" I gotta send him a picture of this.
Uh-oh.
'Cause he's out of town right now. So like, yeah, he's out of town. So here, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna. Okay, yeah, sorry. um, so I don't know, he's out of town right now. So yeah, I mean, CES is it's big. It's really big, and it's
Mhm.
that's why I want to go for the most part because not as much as to like meet up with people and meet people as cool as that is, but there's so much that you can learn.
Yeah. There's
So
a lot to it for sure. I mean,
it's quite an experience.
like the first time I went, I think I did like 20 or 30 videos, and that was not a really good idea. But not only like
I,
being able to get
I saw that
experience.
somewhere.
Oh, really?
No, like I might have seen that, I think, but like I think I heard you say that
Oh
somewhere.
yeah. Yeah, I did tons and tons of videos, but it was a learning experience because being able to figure out like how to make videos at trade shows. I mean, you have limited time. You got to be able to get in and get out. You can't like normally I spend days and weeks on my videos. You know,
To
it's a
get
full
that one
production.
shot, right?
Right, exactly. Like you're there, you don't have control over hardly anything. Like people are walking by, you know, you might have like a hands-on with a product for a minute. You got to be able to grab all
You got a
your
minute.
footage and stuff. Exactly, yeah. So it's definitely a good learning experience. I feel like so much of YouTube is and video production is just learning. It's just being able to get your hands on all these different things, be able to get all this experience to just kind of just to learn how things go. I mean, it's I don't know, it's kind of wild, but it's been super helpful for me. I can think of like every single time like I did something like that or I went somewhere or whatever. It was always about not so much the experience itself, but what I took away from that and I applied toward future videos, future plans, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I just being able to have opportunities like that and actually being able to take advantage of them are just huge.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean that's why I want to go. I mean, it's a cool place to be.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Hopefully see you there next year.
Yeah, I would love to be there next year. So I see that I'm just wondering, I see that you have a case on your phone,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it's not like I have anything against cases. I have a super thin one on mine because, how stupid would it be to drop your phone on a table and get a big scratch on the back of it?
So
Um,
can I defend myself for a second?
no, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, no, I'm just wondering what your thought process was, why you have one, or why you like
So
it or why you don't.
I have not used a case on a phone since the iPhone 4S. I used
Okay.
every other phone with completely caseless. I had my 5S. I used that for a full year. Had some like dings and chips, but it was fine. I grabbed the 6 Plus, used it without a case for a week and a half. As I was stepping into a cab, slipped right out of my hands. Bam! Right on the concrete. I don't know. You might be able to see. It's like there are
Yeah, a
multiple
little bit.
scuff marks and stuff up and down it. This phone is just slippery. That's the big thing. It's
Yeah.
just a big slippery piece of aluminum.
The
So
bigger it gets, the worse it gets, right?
right. So I finally decided to give up and go for a case. I'm not happy about it. I much prefer phones without cases because why have all this great design and then you cover it up with some piece of plastic or rubber or whatever. But I will say this is probably the best phone for a case just because it's so big, it's so slippery, and it's got that camera that protrudes. So the case kind of fixes all those problems. So
Yeah.
and it's thin enough that it's
But
not
then
that
it's
bad.
great.
Yeah. So
Um,
I've said my piece. I don't like cases, but
no,
this
no,
is
no. I
an
mean,
exception.
everyone's allowed to change their opinion, I feel. Um, so I know that you probably saw the Sony FS7. Sony,
hmm
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, thoughts on that? I know it's freaking huge, but still.
Dude. So the funny thing was they announced it. What was it, October or something like that?
Hmm.
Actually, no, it may have been September.
I think it was later than that, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. So anyway, I was out in LA and I was at the checking out the YouTube space. They have this really cool building. It's just full of like production stuff, and I just pretty much just had an afternoon free, so I just was chilling there, and they had like a little I don't know like little party thing in the middle, and right there were some Sony people with an FS7. At that point, there were like 3 of them in the world, and one of them just happened to be like right in front of me. I just stumbled into. Dude, I fanboyed so hard on that. I was looking at it, I was playing with it. I saw the whole presentation. I probably went back like 3 or 4 times. Like, dude, that's my next camera. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so cool. And so, yeah, I was
And then
like
you saw the
so
price,
sold on
or,
that thing. What now?
and then you saw the price, or like you just
What was? It
decided I
wasn't
don't
about
need
the.
it.
It wasn't about the price. So yeah. So that, at first I was like super excited about it, right? Because like it's awesome. It's got 4K. It's got, I mean, like the spec list is
Everything
just
I want,
crazy.
right?
Right. It's got. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. It's everything. It's not like a downgrade in pretty much any way compared to my current camera. So I was super pumped about it. And then as time went on, I was like, okay, well, let me give it a little time and see what's going to go on. And it came out, and I was like, okay. And I know a couple of my friends have them, including John from TLD. And
Right,
I
and
started looking at his.
right?
Yeah, Jedner has one as well. Yeah. And so John and I we're like, oh, we're FS7 buddies. We're gonna get FS7s, yeah. And then I started looking at like some of the prices and some of the stuff, and like the memory cards are stupid. The memory card, I think it's like
Does it
64.
run on SSDs only, or does it need
No,
like extended
they're not even
extreme?
SSDs. If they were SSDs, that would be fine, because an SSD is like 100, 200, or it's like $100 for like 256. Expensive, but not the end of the world. These things are like 64 gigs for like $700. It's
Is it like
stupid.
the extreme SanDisk, like
It's
expensive ones?
XQD. It's XQD. So it's like a slightly bigger SD card, but
So they're
it's
proprietary?
they
Or
are. XQD is used in a few Nikon cameras, I think like the D4 and the D4S and the FS7. I'm not sure if it's for any other video cameras, but I mean they're crazy fast. They're as fast as SSDs and they're way smaller.
I just want to Google it.
Yeah, XQD. It is a Sony proprietary format, but I do know that other people do use it, so it's kind of somewhere in the middle there. But anyway, the gist of it is they're crazy expensive, and
Right.
that was one of the things. Like, wait a minute. So I started kind of like thinking about it. It's like, okay, so this thing, the body's expensive, the memory's expensive. Now I'm gonna have to deal with giant 4K files, and I kind of like started rethinking my whole thought of like rethinking my thought. I started rethinking the idea of going up to 4K. I was like, you know what? I'm not entirely sure if that's actually such a good idea for me, because this thing's going to be really expensive. It's going to take a lot of extra time to deal with the 4K files. The memory's expensive. The
You gotta find
lenses
a lot of
are
new
not
stuff
great.
on it, right?
Right, yeah. So in the end, I ended up having, I was like super close. Like I was ready to pre-order. Like I was
Yeah.
all over it. Like I bought the adapter. Like I was pretty much all in. And then it took a couple weeks for them to actually get the pre-orders in. And that gave me enough time to kind of cool it and kind of think a little bit more. And I ended up deciding to pass on it. So it's an awesome camera. I use Sony stuff. Like I said, I use the RX100. Nothing against the FS7 itself, but for me, I just decided it wasn't really the right upgrade for me. So I'm holding out hope for a C300 Mark II, but we'll see.
Yeah, those look really good. Oh, you got me 4 subscribers now. Thank you.
Yes. I still don't think I have anything to do with this, but yes.
Well, I'll never gain 4 in an hour, but still. Okay, so one more. Are you good on time? Am I going in
Oh
time?
yeah. Got a few more minutes, no problem.
So you met Linus, I believe, right? You met Linus.
Oh, yeah,
at
of course.
Wings or whatever. What did you think of Linus Media Group, and like, would you enjoy being in his seat? Like, what he does for a living, would you like that?
Okay, first of all, if Linus is ever watching this, I'm not going to try to like take over.
Austin is
No.
taking over Linus Media Group.
Yeah, no, Linus and his whole crew are awesome. Yeah, I've hung out with them multiple times. Yeah, they're the best, right? For me, I like being a one-man crew. I like not having to worry about other people. Like I like just being able to do all my own stuff. But
Yeah.
that said, having help and like having other people that can also, help you film, help you edit, help you shoot, all this kind of stuff, I'm super jealous sometimes, because I just put a video, or I just finished a video that should go live tomorrow. That thing took me just over a week to do, and
Wow.
I know if I had a crew, it would probably take in a day, right? Because
Right.
I'd spend like a day, actually no, day and a half scripting. I spent 2.5 days recording footage. I spent 2 days editing. Like it was just this giant project that. If it was all me, right? So like it wasn't like I just shoot something and hand it off to someone to edit and everything. So definitely envious of
It
having.
wasn't just like, here's footage, deal with it.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay, I just shot 80 gigs of footage. Let me go chop that up. Cool.
Right.
So yeah, no, I mean I definitely.
I followed that chopping at 35,000 feet, still chopping.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, let's hope that it's like still good. Like,
Yeah.
but okay, like.
Yeah, man, that was a
I
crazy
didn't
video.
doubt it at all, but I was like, okay, let's hope that it's still not as consistent, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I really enjoy your videos. I want to tell you that probably my favorite video of yours would be the quantum computers one. I
Really?
really enjoyed that.
Wow, thank you, dude.
I wanted like the ending of it. I was like, hold me back, Jesus Christ! Like I was like, oh my God! Like that just sort of it really blew me away. Like the human brain had a good run, like drop the beat, and I was just like, I'm out. Like, and I'm wondering maybe you can send me that song because I want to do something like that in the future
Yeah,
because it's really
I'm not sure where I. Here, hit me up on email later on. I'll actually try to find it for
all
you.
right, perfect.
Yeah, dude, those are some of like I'm so glad to hear you say that because those kind of videos are one of the ones that I actually are some of the some of the few videos I actually lose money on. So like usually like there's no, yeah, like usually it doesn't really cost anything to make videos like just besides my time and stuff. But those like I purchase like stock footage, I purchase
Oh
music, I
yeah,
spend a lot of time on some of those videos. So unless I have like a sponsor that can help out, like that's a huge amount of time and money that I have to put into those videos. But I really enjoy them because those are the videos that, like you said, if I can get that kind of reaction from you, I am so happy. Like that's like
yeah,
a complete and total success for me that I actually got someone. Because I mean, I'm always putting out videos and hoping that someone enjoys and this and that. But like when I can really see something that resonates well with the audience and someone like people really like for you, I go, oh, that was so cool, and like really enjoy it. I feel like that kind of just takes everything I do to the next level. If it's not just like someone goes, cool video, moves on. It's like they actually have that serious reaction of that was so cool, it blew my mind. So that for me, even though those videos are very expensive and very long to make,
right.
those are absolutely some of my favorite things to make. So I'm so glad that you actually enjoy.
Pretty much any video in your, I'm just looking at it over here, in your videos box that has a question mark, I love that. I'll tell you, I'm serious. No, I am serious. What if computers disappeared? I love that video. It was like, it really got into it, and it really like made you, I'm sure it made you think, but it made me
Hmm.
think, and it really got into my brain, and I feel like that's something that all YouTubers should think about and work on, and I enjoyed it a lot. I
Awesome,
just want
dude.
to, and I'm happy that I can tell you that because I know that the comment system on YouTube doesn't do it justice.
Right. Right, exactly. Like it's one thing to see a bunch of people say great video, but the thing is a lot of people just say great video all the time, but it's kind of hard to say like, oh,
And
okay,
you
this
don't
is
know.
yeah, exactly. Like, how do you know if someone's really enjoying? Like, obviously, you can look like, oh, look, there's more likes than usual, or a lot of people are tweeting me or something. But it's one thing to just see more comments, and it's another thing for someone to say, dude, I love that video, and that's just completely
But
just
when someone
makes
starts
my day.
typing in all caps, you know they're serious.
Or caps. Caps is the same thing.
Right.
But yeah, no, I do plan on doing more of those videos, but that's the thing. They take so long to make as far as like all the research and like that computer thing I was shooting in like all kinds of different places and like I've
Yeah.
spent an hour driving here and getting camera set up and I record for 6 seconds and I move on to the next thing. So it's like it can
Right.
be kind of crazy, but
And you just
those
don't
are,
know how it's gonna end when you record, right? That's the one thing about making videos that just throws me off every time. That I don't know where the video is gonna end. Like I
mm,
don't know where this is gonna go. I filmed this shot, but like you just because you have a shot
right.
list doesn't mean that you know where everything's gonna end up.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the nice things. That's I know a lot of people once they hit a certain scale on YouTube, they like to one of like the first people they try to like hire or get on board as an editor. They just want to like film the stuff and let someone chop it. But for me, the editing is really where the videos come together. I mean,
Yeah, and it
before
has to be
editing,
you. The same
right,
person who films should be the same person who edits. That's in my
right.
mind.
No, I completely agree because like for me, like I have a vision when I'm shooting something of okay, I this shot's gonna be really cool here. I'm gonna use this in this way. Like it's always part of like an overall like idea that I have for the video in my head. You know, like I have this idea like, oh, it would be so cool if I drop the beat at the end and try to blow people's minds. So being able to not only just like film it and write it and all that kind of stuff, but actually cut that video together and really try to get the exact right,
And
music and this
turn
and
your
that.
vision into a reality.
Exactly. So yeah,
That's
for
what YouTube
me,
is all about to me.
right, yeah. So for me, like editing, while it can be tedious and can take a long time, but that's really where the video goes from being, oh, it's fine, to something that can be really, really impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that you have no idea how many people I've showed that video to
That's awesome,
and
dude.
just like have it blow their mind. So, now this is my last question for you, and after this, I think we should sign off. Would you be willing to do a screen share and share speedtest.net and do a speed test for me?
Sure. We're
Oh,
streaming
I
right
don't know
now,
about your
but
IP address. Maybe you can like put
oh,
that under your display if that's possible.
I'm actually let me try real quick here. Uh,
That's something I love to ask people.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Let me see here how I can actually screen share a
If you
small part of
screen
this.
share to the left, you click screen share, and then you can pick one or two desktops instead of the whole thing.
You know what? This is totally gonna show my IP. I don't think I can crop it in enough.
No, I mean like you can take the browser and move it under like under the display so it doesn't show up.
Yeah, but it kind of shows where I live on the little map
Okay,
on
that's
speed
that's
test.
fine. Do you want to
Yeah.
you do want to take a screenshot?
Yeah, I can definitely do that here. It's gonna be a little slower because I'm streaming right now, but yeah, I can
All right,
totally take a
no,
screenshot.
just an idea.
All right. So I know what this should be, but we'll see if it actually is.
Who's your
Oh,
ISP? You have Verizon Fios or someone like
I
that?
wish I had Fios. Hang on, wait. Oh, actually, no. You know what? It's actually faster than usual. Uh-oh.
Good.
So I'm gonna keep you in suspense here for a second.
I must
Yeah,
know.
this is not even remotely slower than usual. That's nice. Although the upload's gonna be bad because I'm uploading to on this
Right.
Hangout right now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like to actually no, that's even slightly better than usual. Although my quality might be getting killed right now.
It was. I heard the audio go down.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
There Okay, we got it. It is. I'll just screenshot this. Okay, and then I need to open that. Can't I, Google Hangouts, can't I share just a window? Isn't that the way I do this?
Yeah, you can. I think if you click screen share and then do screen one, two, it shows that stuff.
There we go. All right, you see it?
Yeah, wow. Okay. Um,
Yeah. I've got pretty good internet. I had awful internet for a long time, but
yeah.
I wish the only thing I can complain about is the upload speed. Like
Who's your supplier or who's your ISP?
Suddenlink.
Sudlink. Is that what it is?
Yeah. They're all right. They're all right. I mean, it's the downloads are awesome. I just wish that I could get like, you know, a little bit better uploads because like 5 meg uploads. I mean, this video I uploaded today took almost an hour to upload, and that's just kind of
Yeah,
it would be
that's
nice to be able to do it a
painful.
little faster.
Yeah. So, are you? I saw your ping was really high. Are you on wireless or something?
I'm actually on Ethernet. I think the
Ah,
ping might be because I'm streaming right now. Not
that's
entirely sure.
possible.
It's
Yeah.
I've seen it as low as like 12, 13 before. So
Yeah. See, I'm in Comcast here in Chicago. We pay for 60 down, 30 up, and when I Ethernet in, I get like 120 down,
whoa,
50 up. It's crazy.
wow, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but I don't always get to utilize that. But when I get a video and I want it to go up, I bring my computer down, my laptop downstairs or something like that.
Right, right, yeah. That's
So,
awesome, dude. Wait,
all
man,
right,
I
well,
really appreciate
this has
this.
been
This has been
awesome.
awesome.
All right, well, I'd love to keep in touch with you in the future.
For sure, dude.
If you don't mind, I'm just wondering, would you follow me on Twitter?
Okay.
All right, that's awesome. All
All
right,
right,
thanks,
dude.
man.
Later.
All right, see you. Peace.